The story of our patron saint, Maximilian Kolbe. Maximilian Kolbe was born Raimund Kolbe on January 8, 1894, in the Polish village of Zdunska Wola. At the time, Poland was divided between Austria and Russia, and his village was part of the Russian Empire. He was the second son of Juliusz Kolbe and Maria Dabrowska. The family was poor, and they often moved in search of work. The last stop in their family life was in the city of Pabianice, where Raymond's parents worked as basket weavers. A patriot, Janusz Kolbe had fought long for a united Poland, which made him a target for the firing squad and the hangmen in all quarters of his divided country. Consequently, Janusz joined a Polish legion in 1914 and was captured by the Russians and hanged for fighting for the independence of Poland. Kolbe's life was strongly influenced by a vision of the Virgin Mary at the age of 12. Kolbe described the vision in this way: "That night, I asked the Mother of God what was to become of me. Then she came to me holding two crowns, one white, the other red. She asked me if I was willing to accept either of these crowns. The white one meant that I should preserve in purity, and the red that I should become a martyr. I said that I would accept them both." In 1907, Kolbe and his eldest brother Francis decided to join the Conventual Franciscans. They illegally crossed the border between Russia and Austria and joined the Conventual Franciscan Junior Seminary in Lwów. In 1910, Kolbe was allowed to enter the novitiate. He professed his first vows in 1911, adopting the name Maximilian, and the final vows in 1914 in Rome, adopting the names Maximilian Maria, to show his devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary. In 1918, Kolbe was ordained a priest. In 1919, he returned to the newly independent Poland, where he was very active in promoting the worship of the Immaculate Virgin Mary, founding and supervising the monastery of Niepokolanów near Warsaw, a seminary, a radio station, and several other organizations and publications. Maximilian Kolbe founded the monthly periodical Rycerz Niepokalanej in 1922, and in 1927 founded a Franciscan monastery at Niepokolanów, which became a major publishing center. Kolbe left Poland for Japan in 1930. Between 1930 and 1936, he took a series of missions to Japan, where he founded a monastery at the outskirts of Nagasaki, a Japanese paper, and a seminary. The monastery he founded remains prominent in the Roman Catholic Church in Japan. During the Second World War, he provided shelter to refugees, including 2,000 Jews, whom he hid from Nazi persecution in his friary in Niepokolanów. On February 17, 1941, he was arrested by the German Gestapo and imprisoned in the Pawiak prison. On May 28, he was transferred to Auschwitz as prisoner number 16670. At the end of July 1941, 3 prisoners disappeared from the camp, prompting the SS deputy camp commander to pick 10 men to be starved to death in an underground bunker in order to deter further escape attempts. When one of the selected men, Franciszek Gajowniczek, cried out for his wife and children, Kolbe volunteered to take his place. After 2 weeks of dehydration and starvation, only Kolbe remained alive. The guards ultimately gave Kolbe a lethal injection. His remains were cremated on August 15th, the feast of the Assumption of Mary. Maximilian Kolbe was canonized on October 10, 1982 by Pope John Paul II, with Franciszek Gajowniczek in attendance. He was declared a martyr of charity. He is the patron saint of drug addicts, political prisoners, families, journalists, prisoners, and the pro-life movement. Pope John Paul II declared him the patron saint of our difficult century. The Virgin Mother, Queen of Poland, has always been revered in Polish households. Due to his efforts to promote consecration and entrustment to Mary, he is known as the Apostle of Consecration to Mary. Zdrowaś Maryjo, łaski pełna, Pan z Tobą, błogosławionaś Ty między niewiastami i błogosławiony owoc żywota Twojego, Jezus. Święta Maryjo, Matko Boża, módl się za nami grzesznymi, teraz i w godzinie śmierci naszej. Amen. Maximilian Kolbe is the patron saint of charity. His life and death exemplified that there is no greater love than that a man gives his life for those he loves. Saint Maximilian's memory and message of love and compassion for others are commemorated through the naming of this school. In the crest on the uniform, which serves as a daily reminder that God lives among us, Bóg mieszka pośród nas, and in the Christian values students and teachers uphold. In our daily interactions with each other, and in spite of sometimes difficult circumstances, Saint Maximilian Kolbe urges us to forget not love.